Why do you overthink so much? Seriously, answer that. No judgment, just think for a second. What was the first thing you did this morning when you woke up? Made coffee, picked up your phone, or did that one thing come back to you? That conversation from 6 months ago, that moment you can't seem to let go of, and suddenly your brain was already deep in that same loop before you even got out of bed. Maybe it was a conversation you were replaying, a message you sent that never got a reply, a decision you made that might have been wrong, or something you said or didn't say in a moment that mattered. And now every single night you find yourself circling back to it like it's unfinished business. Your brain has become a broken record. And the scary part? You don't even know when it started. Lying awake at 3 in the morning, your brain just won't stop. Eyes closed, room dark, everyone else asleep, but your mind, full volume. Replaying old conversations, building hypothetical situations that will never actually happen, asking you questions like, what if you had said that differently? What if they think this about you? What if tomorrow goes wrong? And you're just lying there, staring at the ceiling, searching for answers to questions that don't have answers. You know this isn't just you, but here's something you probably don't know, or maybe you know it, but you've never really let yourself believe it. Overthinking is not a talent. Hear that again. Overthinking is not a sign of intelligence. A lot of people walk around believing that the ones who think the most are the sharpest, the most careful, the most thorough. That all those racing thoughts mean you're covering your bases, being responsible, seeing things others miss. That's a beautiful, comfortable lie your brain tells you, so you feel better about the fact that it's actually destroying you from the inside. Overthinking is a sign of anxiety, full stop. When your mind keeps returning to the same moment, the same conversation, the same what if, it's not solving anything. It's stuck in what psychologists call rumination. And rumination means your nervous system is so activated, so alert, so afraid of something it can't name that it simply cannot shut off. It keeps scanning, it keeps searching, it keeps running. Smart people overthink too. But the overthinking doesn't make them smart. The overthinking makes them exhausted. You know that feeling, don't you? When you've spent an entire day inside your own head, and by evening you're genuinely tired, not from doing anything, just from thinking. No work got done, no decision got made, no problem got solved. You just thought, and then thought some more. And that thinking took your energy, took your time, took your peace, and gave you absolutely nothing in return. That's not intelligence. That's an engine running at full speed in neutral. Deafening noise, tremendous heat, burning through fuel, and the car hasn't moved an inch. So what do you actually do about it? And I'm not here to recommend some meditation app or tell you to breathe deeply for 4 counts and hold for 7. You already know that. You've probably tried it multiple times. And still, at 3 in the morning, your brain does exactly what it always does. So listen to this instead. And really listen. Your brain is a tool, and if you're not using it, it starts using you. Think about that. Your brain literally evolved to find problems. That's its core function, its oldest job. In prehistoric times, it kept you alive. Spot the danger, analyze it, react. The problem is that today, actual physical threats are rare, but your brain hasn't gotten the memo. It's still out here looking for danger, and when it can't find real danger, it manufactures it. It replays the past, it catastrophizes the future, it invents scenarios you'll never actually face just so it has something to work on. It wants to be busy. You didn't give it a real job, so it found its own job, and that job is making you miserable. There's only one real fix for that. Give it something genuinely worth doing, something real, something tangible, something where it puts in the work and something actually gets created on the other side. And that's where writing comes in. Wait, don't close this. I know, the word writing sounds like a school assignment just got dropped in your lap. Write in a journal has this unbearable self-help energy that makes most people cringe immediately. Feelings diary, morning pages, gratitude lists. Right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking what's already happening inside your head, that conversation, that scene, that 3 a.m. spiral, and moving it outside of you. Onto a page, into your notes app, wherever. Nobody reads it, nobody grades it. Grammar doesn't matter, punctuation doesn't matter. Just get it out. Something almost strange happens when you write. Your brain, which was spinning in an infinite loop, suddenly finds structure. That thing that was just a blurry, heavy, suffocating weight in your chest starts becoming words. And once it becomes words, it stops being quite so terrifying. Psychologists call this expressive writing, and the research behind it is genuinely fascinating. Just 15 to 20 minutes of writing daily about your thoughts, your feelings, your actual problems measurably reduces anxiety. Not in some vague, feel-good way, in a neurologically documented way. When you write, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for rational thinking, gets activated. And when it activates, it quiets down the amygdala, the part that runs your panic responses, your anxiety loops, your endless middle-of-the-night spirals. Writing is literally giving your brain a drain. That thing that was circling inside, that your brain kept returning to compulsively, it comes out. And once it's out, it loses power. It was a thought, a feeling. It was never supposed to be a permanent tenant. And now it's on the page, outside of you, and you can actually look at it without drowning in it. And if you push even a little further, something else starts happening. You become the author of your own story instead of just a character inside it. Here's the difference. When you're only thinking, you're passive. Thoughts arrive at you, feelings hit you, memories ambush you. You're just reacting. But when you write, you're choosing what to put down, how to describe it, where to focus. You're taking an active role. You're not just a character caught in the middle of a plot you don't understand. You're the narrator, and the narrator has the power to decide what's important, what means what, where the story is actually going. That breakup you keep replaying, when you actually write it out, honestly, completely, without performing for anyone, you start noticing things your anxiety brain was hiding from you. You see what you learned. You see where your part ended and theirs began. You see that it was an ending, not a destruction. That career decision keeping you up at night? When you put it on paper, every option, every fear, every possibility, it stops being this overwhelming fog pressing down on your chest. It becomes an actual list, something you can look at, work through, make a real call on. The problem with overthinking was never that you think too much. The problem is that your thinking goes nowhere. It circles, it loops, it returns to the same 3 points endlessly without ever moving past them. Writing gives that thinking a direction. The energy that was bleeding out in pointless circles, it converts into forward motion. Something actually moves. And if writing just for yourself feels like too small a reason, then write for your ideas. Write for the things you notice that other people walk straight past. Write for the observations sitting in your head that have nowhere to go. Because that mind of yours, the one that's up at 3 a.m. analyzing everything, it actually sees things other people genuinely miss. That capacity is real. That's not nothing, but it won't become anything until you give it an outlet. You're like a room packed with everything imaginable, but no door. Writing opens the door. Some of it leaves. The room can breathe, and for the first time you can actually see what's in there, instead of just feeling suffocated by the weight of it. This isn't just therapy, this is clarity. This is learning to know yourself well enough to actually steer. This is a skill that transfers into every corner of your life. How you make decisions, how you navigate relationships, how you stop being a mystery to yourself. So start tonight. When that loop kicks in at 3 a.m., pick up your phone, open notes, and just type. Whatever's coming, let it come. Don't clean it up, don't make it make sense, just let it out. 10 minutes is enough to start. One thing will happen. Slowly, gradually, that 3 a.m. spiral will get shorter. That voice asking, what if this, what if that, will get quieter, because your brain will learn that it has a designated space to process. It doesn't have to work the night shift anymore. It doesn't have to stay alert all night because nothing ever gets resolved. You gave it a place to put things, and it will finally, actually rest. And so will you. But this is about so much more than sleep. This is about who is actually driving your life, you or your anxiety. Because here's what happens when overthinking takes over completely. You stop making decisions because what if it goes wrong is always louder than let's find out.
You stop having real conversations because you're too busy replaying them. You stop starting things because your brain has already generated 47 reasons they'll fail before you've even begun. Your life slowly gets smaller, not because of what happens to you, because of the noise inside you. And one day you look up and realize, I'm not where I wanted to be. I didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't say what I wanted to say, because my mind was always one step ahead of me, always predicting the worst, always pulling me back, always keeping me exactly where I started. That is not the life you deserve to be living. Your brain is a tool, the most powerful, most remarkable tool you were ever given, built to solve real problems, not manufacture fake ones, built to write stories worth reading, not run the same painful scene on a loop, built to carry you forward, not nail you to the same spot forever. Use it, on your terms, towards something that actually matters to you. Because if you don't take control of it, it will take control of you. And its version of your life looks like lying awake at 3 a.m., afraid of decisions you haven't made yet, haunted by conversations that are already over, living the life that anxiety planned, not the one you actually wanted. Control your mind, or it will control you.